Langkawi is a UNESCO Global Geopark, widely regarded as Malaysia's premier luxury island. Five-star resorts line the coast, positioned between ancient rainforests and the sea. That high-end reputation often causes budget-conscious travelers to look elsewhere, assuming the costs of island life are out of reach. However, there is a significant gap between the island's luxury image and the practical reality of visiting it. You can experience these landscapes without a premium budget, provided you're willing to adjust your approach. Making this work requires a specific trade-off, accepting higher logistical friction for deep financial savings. By navigating a few specific transit hurdles and planning around the island's unique regulations, the high price of a Langkawi trip becomes entirely optional. The process of driving down these costs begins with the entry vector, the specific route you choose to reach the island. We will analyze three specific pillars: optimizing transit routes, leveraging a unique economic status, and prioritizing high-density activities. Traveling here on a budget is a matter of treating your logistics as a strategic investment, using specific data to avoid the convenience premiums most tourists pay by default. The first major hurdle is reaching the archipelago without the expense of a direct flight into the international airport. Many tourists take the most visible option, the fast ferry departing directly from Georgetown, Penang. While convenient if you are already in Penang, this crossing is the longest sea route and carries a higher ticket price to match. The high ROI alternative is to route over land to the port of Kuala Perlis. From the Kuala Perlis terminal, the ferry crossing is significantly shorter, taking only 1 hour and 15 minutes to reach the island. This route requires more coordination on the mainland, involving a bus or train journey to the northernmost tip of the west coast. That extra effort on the ground grants access to the fastest, most affordable sea crossing available. You are trading a few hours of cheap mainland travel for a much lower ferry fare, reducing your total transit spend. Comparing the two, the Penang route offers lower hassle but higher costs. Kuala Perlis demands more coordination upfront, but is the clear winner for price and speed. Routing through Kuala Perlis is the first step in building a budget itinerary. Once you land, you can utilize the island's unique economic status to lower your daily expenses. The island operates entirely as a dedicated duty-free zone. Tax exemptions mean that imported goods, specifically chocolates, alcohol, and certain daily consumables, cost significantly less here than on the mainland. A common strategy is to shift your planned spending on these items exclusively to your time on the island. This chart compares the cost of standard consumables on the mainland versus Langkawi, showing the price drop that occurs the moment you arrive. The trade-off is physical. You have to manage the weight of these goods as you move between your accommodations and transit points. There are also strict customs regulations to be aware of. Attempting to bring large quantities of duty-free goods back to the mainland will result in heavy taxes at the exit port. The most efficient approach is to plan your purchases for consumption during your stay, ensuring you have no excess when you depart. Accurate planning turns the island's premium lifestyle perks into a practical, low-cost reality. Most visitors come here specifically for the natural environment, the ancient karst formations, and the surrounding islands of the archipelago. Chartering a private boat to see these sites on your schedule involves a high financial barrier. Instead, most budget-conscious travelers book a standardized, shared boat tour of the southern islands. These tours provide access to high-value locations, including the freshwater lake at Pulau Dayang Bunting. The itinerary also covers eagle watching at Pulau Singapasar and the white sand beaches of Pulau Beraspasa. This allows you to visit 3 premium locations for a low, fixed ticket price. The sacrifice here is your time and autonomy. You accept a rigid schedule, limited time at each stop, and a boat shared with a full group of other tourists. In this effort to impact Quadrant, accepting shared spaces and a fixed schedule moves these experiences into the high-impact zone. It is the core currency you trade for budget efficiency. The final value of a Langkawi trip is high for those willing to lean into these logistical frictions. This strategy is designed for time-flexible travelers who prioritize destination access over seamless convenience. By utilizing overland transit and shared activities, you can experience a top-tier destination for a fraction of the typical cost. However, this approach is not universal. If your travel goals include total isolation, private scheduling, or point-to-point luxury, these optimizations will actively work against your experience. Rigid ferry times and crowded tour boats create significant stress for travelers who prioritize bespoke services. Removing those frictions requires an exponentially larger travel budget. Langkawi is not inherently expensive. It simply charges a premium for convenience. Once you understand the trade, you can decide whether or not that premium is worth paying.